In Springfield, we're headed to Lawrence, where Tyrone Nesby leads UNLV, and against Kansas. That's coming up after the break.
Less than 1 minute into the first quarter, and the Jayhawks on a basket by Paul Pierce, a jumper, leading it 2-0. Bob Carpenter, Billy Raftery at Allen Fieldhouse in Lawrence. Running Rebels coming off their win at home over Eastern Michigan the other night. Tyrone Nesby gets a second chance. They call him a warrior down on the glass.
Well, he's confident, looks to shoot the three, really works a guy on the offensive end. He can make the three.
That's LaFrance. He might be the nation's player of the year if he does what he's been doing the last couple of years. 5 for the Jayhawks, 3 on that shot.
He's got a tough matchup down on the block. Kumbala very good at catching and drop stepping to the goal. A lot of pick and roll out high to free the deep shooters.
Number 11, Mark Dickel out of New Zealand, the UNLV point guard. But look for Greedy Daniels, number 24, to handle the ball quite a bit. He's their point man of the future. And Robertson with a little shove on the strong drive by Mark Dickel.
And that's a big position, I think, as we check on the floor here, Bob. Robertson's matchup all season long will be important for Kansas.
And Kaspars Kumbala is really going to have to play a lot of minutes tonight out of Latvia. 6'9", 250 freshman. He's averaging 21 points and 13 rebounds. He had the rebound. It got away from him. T.J. Pugh with the hustle play. Here's Thomas. LaFrance tried to knock it home.
They run the floor. One thing about LaFrance, involves himself in every trip.
Here's Daniels. His nickname is Greedy. I don't know about that for a point guard, but they call him a jet who can fly up and down the floor. Here's Pierce.
A little small change foul on Osborne. You know, Greedy is something that we both probably recalled in our youth, but he got it for actually stealing the basketball as a kid. Nothing at the dinner table, just strictly his ability to strip the opponent.
High school All-American at Cohen High School, New Orleans. The inbounds pass slips over to the other sideline.
Got a little deflection, I think.
Yeah, it'll stay with the Jayhawks. Roy Williams, 10th year. He got number 250 the other night. Quickest ever to 250. Only Jerry Tarkanian has a higher winning percentage among active coaches.
Well, you said their winning streak here. The idea is not to come in here and play unless you have to. The conference people have to. NIT people have to.
Yeah, you got to give them the home game in this tournament. Thomas, the jumper. Zelly with the three.
Does that help everybody down underneath? They do a nice screening job as well. Complement that outside shooting.
3 Jayhawks have made their first shots of the night.
Straight up man-to-man.
Nesby, normally a floor guy who really relies on the power game down low. Look at Kumbala, the quickness on the baseline. Kaspars Kumbala.
Great strength down low. What a find for them, particularly with the dilemma with people not being here. Got to make sure he doesn't get in foul trouble. Watch the fadeaway.
LaFrance, a little off balance with the left-hander. Mark Dickel, the UNLV rebound.
They play all over the world, Bob. It's amazing, huh? New Zealand. He played that under-22 tournament for his country.
WAC Freshman of the Year last year in the Pacific Division.
They let the little pick and stay here.
Nesby. Nice touch by the big fella outside.
He's got to light it up, Bob. It's important he has big numbers tonight. I'm surprised that KU hasn't attacked him when he spreads out for that open jumper.
Rebels hanging in there at 8-6. Paul Pierce behind the arc. Ball climbs out of bounds. It goes back the other way with 6:42 remaining in the first quarter. Kaspars Kumbala.
Well, he understands that little box area. Seals off. He can see the strength. And watch this power to the goal as Rafe gets caught on the high side. There's a little screen down for Greedy.
Greedy stopped by Pugh. Kumbala not looking for the ball. Rebels get numbers back, but Robertson scores anyway.
What a shake and deliver. And by the point guard. One-on-one. Pretty little play.
Daniels. Long rebound, kept alive by Quirky Osborne.
Billy Bana working with his guy. You saw the shoot around today in the practice yesterday. They worked, they hustled, they're very scrappy and feisty.
And 1 point bears repeating with the experimental rules taking place. The 10-minute quarters help UNLV. They only play 7 guys. Tyrone Nesby has the 3, so they love having that breather every 10 minutes.
Well, don't forget, Kansas gets a chance to talk to Roy more. That's a disadvantage for UNLV as well.
Yeah. But if I'm Bano, I'm taking the oxygen.
Yeah, he absolutely does. Deep down, they're going to get a late call here, and I don't agree with it at all.
Tyrone Nesby whistled by Art Brown. And, of course, one thing the Rebels cannot afford is foul trouble. That's the second team foul.
And, Bob, we've alluded to people coming back. Larry, a little late in the year. We're talking about Simmons coming back. Yeah, Keon coming back.
Yeah, Keon out for 11 games. Kevin Simmons out for 14. At mid-semester, they'll get Brian Keefe, the transfer from UC Irvine.
And they're raving about him, right? Great shooter.
Via Boston College, though he did not play there. And the other guy is Isaiah Epps, who was an outstanding prep player at Maine Central a couple of years ago.
Shot of Billy. He started with P.J. Carlissimo. Dresses a little bit better.
Keon Clark is one of the most intimidating men in the nation.
Gets up with the best of them. I mean, he is imposing defensively.
Last year, he was the first man in UNLV history with 100 blocks. Rebels hanging well at Kansas in the first 5 minutes. KU 11, UNLV 9. Rebels got their first game at home in the NIT, but then they go on the road to one of the toughest places. Now, despite the 28 of Earl Boykins of Eastern Michigan, Kambala came up big with the double-double. Tyrone Nesby shot well, and it was a very balanced frontline attack for UNLV. And in that game against Western Kentucky, the Jayhawks were up 40-18 early and sort of cruised in from there.
Well, Macdale Cullen did a nice job. They got back in, and Roy was very upset with his team, but felt Western Kentucky played good, solid basketball. A little half-court track right now. This is going to be the concern, I think, for Vegas. Yeah, they cope with it.
Here's the chaser, and Dickel just got away from both of them. Baseline. Won't go for Donovan Stewart, who checked in at the timeout. And then a backcourt foul on Greedy Daniels.
Well, Edwin was a little too greedy on that one. He's got to back off. Pierce a little taller, can protect the basketball. If you rush into a tough situation, the press is effective. They chase from the weak side all the way around, make you rush your offense.
Approaching the halfway point of the first quarter.
Very active team. Here's a little screen down by Rafe. Gives Thomas a look. Pick and roll. Throw a lot of stuff at you.
And Pierce working off the high pick by LaFrance. There's Donovan Stewart, who just checked in. More of a scorer than a shooter. He had back surgery last year, coming off a herniated disc. They think he's a player out of Rialto, California, of great promise. A slasher, very athletic. We'll get a good look at him here. He's the 6th man on this 7-man team.
He gets down the floor early, good crossover move, good offensive player. Now, Vegas is really playing good defense. A lot of bumps getting through, a lot of good communicating, but you can't stop that.
Paul Pierce with his second basket of the night. He's now 5 out of 8 from three-point range this year.
And Rafe's now away from the goal. This should be a dribble opportunity for Tyrone.
And picked up his dribble early. Dickel for Daniels. They're trying to post up Kasper's Kambala, and he's working down low against the KU freshman Eric Chenoweth.
Who's a great-looking prospect, too. Solid. He's got an inch or so on Rafe LaFrance down there, as you can see. Very confident, solid player, drop step, finish. Now, the big fellow with some international experience, high school here in Wisconsin, but nice understanding. That with his back to the basket. A lot of guys come with that innate ability. Well, Rafe doing a little bit of everything here, huh? Mending the shorts.
Paul Pierce on the foul. Kambala, 11 of 17 at the line so far.
This is a growth game for Vegas. Whether they win, obviously that's a wonderful opportunity, but I just think they're going to learn so much about themselves. One of the toughest buildings I've ever been in.
Billy Bano right now is sort of like an expectant father. He keeps hoping the due date gets moved up. With every game they win, Bill, that due date for the return of Isaiah Epps and Brian Keefe does get moved up. They gained a week by winning the game the other night against Eastern Michigan.
Well, I'll tell you, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, if they lose, he just hopes the baby's healthy after the game.
Exactly.
You know, one of those. He just wants to compete. If they win, then this is tough on the box.
Jenner with the miss. Kambala got a piece of it. It'll go back the way of UNLV as KU leads 14-10. Just about 6 minutes into the first quarter.
Of course, the great history of UNLV, Larry Johnson, Glenn Grondizak does the radio, Reggie Theus, Armin Gilliam, they turned him out, and Billy Bano getting it back to that mode. Had a great recruiting class that'll be coming in next year. And as you noted, the people coming back at the end of this year, he just has to hold the fort.
And Reggie Theus, a former colleague of ours at ESPN, will have his number retired shortly by the Rebels.
We should dress like Reggie, huh? Look a little fresh.
They can retire the number, but not the threads. Daniels for Kumbala, a lot of Kansas traffic, and a good intercept by Greedy Daniels.
And Pierce was down there with the denial.
Here's Nesby, the pull-up, long with it. Physical ball game on that sequence with Paul Pierce bringing it down. Paul Pierce really looks chiseled to me compared to last year. He's been working in that weight room. Here's Nesby. Look at that little knife through, but he can't finish. Kumbala putting it on the floor.
Oh,
Chenoweth got him.
Good block, don't you think, Bob?
He might have got him. It might have been a foul on Pierce. Let's see.
Well,
no, they're going to call it on the freshman, Eric Chenoweth.
That was a jump ball situation or a play on, and the hustle defensively negates a jam opportunity for Tyrone. Good, Vegas gets down the floor in numbers, and this is what you like. The big guy not afraid to challenge. That's just a play on. Go the other way.
And we saw in that play why they love Kaspers Kumbala. They hope he can replace the aggressiveness of the departed power forward, Warren Rosegren.
And 2 double-doubles out of the gate. That's pretty impressive. He's got the size to play under and let the other guys roam outside.
But when you don't have depth, you better score when the clock's not moving. Make your free throws. He's missed 2 already. He's got 4 on the night. Quirky Osborne will return, and this time Edwin Greedy Daniels will get the breather.
He rotates 5 or 6, I should say. He doesn't lean on the bench too often, Billy Bano. And Kansas upticks. They complement the aggressive defense with push on offense.
Kumbala 2 rebounds to go with those 4 points. Jayhawks by just 3 early. LaFrentz to turn around. Chenoweth on the back of Nesby.
Another one on him, I believe.
It'll be his second.
Those you don't mind, though. Good aggressive offensive rebounding opportunities. Got a chance to sit with the Chenoweths. They were here for a trip, and Rafe Stad checking practice out yesterday. Pretty proud guys, and rightfully so.
Well, Rafe LaFrentz saying that the words of Jock Vaughn prior to last season were echoing in his mind that if you leave college early, you can never get that year back. I think it's great he stayed. Nesby, good feed for Kumbala. And then Nesby, ever athletic, gets it back and drills it.
Good hustle. They are an excellent offensive rebounding team.
Tyrone with 9 already, Billy, and I know you thought his early scoring would be a key for UNLV to be in this game.
He's on the out-of-bounds line. He's got to light it up with good numbers. The big guy attacking the glass down the other end. Good for Vegas. Kasper's doing the number. Good sound basketball on the defensive end by Vegas early on.
Running Rebels hanging tough at Kansas in the first 7.5 minutes. Subscribe today to ESPN's full court college basketball package. Hundreds of games, not regularly televised. Order before New Year's Eve and save $10. Don't miss your favorite teams. Call your local cable operator or DirecTV at 1-800-GET-SPORTS. One of the reasons UNLV is right in this ball game, the play of Tyrone Nesby. 9 points, couple of boards. He is shooting over 50% so far.
That's key. He's got to get himself 24, 25 shots, make 12.
And they're playing some good defense right now. That was Kumbala making things tough on Chenoweth, the freshman.
And look at Kumbala down the floor, too, for an early tip.
Donovan Stewart to miss as he checked back in at the timeout. And the Rebels have done a decent job of hitting the offensive boards. Robertson the pull-up.
What a screen, too, by Pugh.
Brian Robertson, a prolific high school scorer. He really is a 2-guard playing the point because he shoots so well. You Missouri guys stick together, huh? Chris, he was a McDonald's All-American. I'm with you. He's a talented kid. And getting those early games under his but nice spin out. Kumbala, a little reverse. And Roy wants to chicken arm. He's over there and up. Well, one of the top guys in the game. Wouldn't you agree? Oh, yeah. Liz the sweetheart, too. TJ Pugh sealing his man off.
and a competitor besides. He's still working down there on the sideline on the curl.
And that was the feed from Kenny Gregory, the talented freshman out of Columbus, Ohio, the Buckeye State Player of the Year last year.
Fun to watch. He's got some range, good-looking prospect.
Well, maybe Roy planted the seed, and that time the official down on the baseline. J.D. Collins called the travel on Kumbala.
He didn't get what he wanted. He wanted a chicken arm, right? You got to walk for it. Well, last year, what a wonderful season, and he was upset at the outcome because Jacques Vaughn and Jared Haas didn't have the opportunity to win it all.
Yeah, I think the Haas injury really hurt the Jayhawks in postseason when Arizona got him in that thrilling game down in Birmingham. Pierce drawing contact.
Now that's pretty good strength, huh? To get a shot like that after taking one in the chest.
I'll tell you, they're letting them play so far.
No, don't call this, please. Put the whistles away, boys.
Just as I said it.
Oh, come on, let him play. He's got the right idea, though. Well, when you've been around, you start to get some. Now watch him try to avoid totally. And that's just a little pratfall. Play on, let him shoot, go the other way. Kansas had the position for the rebounding. Now it takes Vegas out of the game a little bit.
Yeah, and now they get very small, Billy, as Casper Skambala leaves and Greedy Daniels, so you're losing 6'9", 250, bringing in 6 foot 175. Jayhawks by 3, final minute first quarter. Rebels have out-rebounded Kansas 12-5, make it 12-6. Chenoweth.
Kid can play. Very aggressive. They were telling me Don Nelson was here the other night looking at Rafe LaFrentz, Paul Pierce. All of a sudden, Chenoweth did something. He looked at the program to make sure what that kid was. A freshman, no less.
Jayhawks by 5. The crowd is into it. More than 7,000 students in this crowd. Down to the final 10 seconds. Dickel. That's Stewart from the corner with the 3.
And that's what Dickel does best. Drive, draw, and dish.
Robertson, the long miss. And the Rebels get it back to just 2 after 10 minutes of play. A big shot by the reserve, Donovan Stewart. And UNLV hanging with Kansas. But we've got a long way to go at Allen Fieldhouse.
Find an area and they make 3 points. They also drive this pick and roll to the gap and kick for a 3. They got a moving pick. Yeah, not a bad call.
Donovan Stewart with his first. Billy Bano, 3rd year, 34 wins, 26 losses. He knows these Jayhawks. Graduate assistant here under Larry Brown in 86-87, and he was with John Calipari when the Jayhawks beat the Minutemen of UMass in the 93 preseason NIT.
He still has some old friends around here. Just walked the campus today, had some buddies with him last night. People in that area of the country very proud of the job he's done. Hopefully it'll continue with this new group of freshmen. This is where I think they can do some damage. Get it inside. Nice help by Greedy.
Edwin coming from the weak side to take it away from Rafe LaFrentz and probably avoiding that little turnaround touch.
He does have a nice little ability, a little jump hook. A lot of screening, stepping out for the basketball, back screen the big guy.
Trying to post up Q. Donovan stopped him to deny. Out on top, Nick Bradford, who just checked in. The sophomore out of Razorback country in Fayetteville.
Pretty good rebounder, runs the floor well.
Shot clock under 5. Robertson stops, throws it up there. Kept alive by the high flyer, Kenny Gregory. That's the freshman. He can really sky.
He likes to let everybody know that he gets the deuce as well.
Yeah, that one's mine.
A little activity on the glass.
He was the MVP of the McDonald's All-American game last year with 18 points.
They have a lot more speed, I think, coming off the bench by the end of the year. Lester Earl becomes eligible.
Yeah, he'll be a big man for them down low, the former LSU Tiger. Look at Dickel.
Pretty clever. And a nice little spin to get away from traffic. They empty the baseline, particularly without the big guy in the game. He's coming up now, Kumbala.
Gregory down to LaFrentz. There's that turnaround. Contact by Nesby.
And he's upset.
He's been emoting after both of his fouls.
Well, that's the second one that was in that iffy category. Talking about point guards doing exactly what the coach wants. Mark Dickel. This is the gap. You try not. Gregory didn't commit. Nice little spin, maybe a discard too at the end of that, but the ability to hang. Look at the finish by the point guard.
Rafe LaFrentz, only 65% at the line so far. You would think with his touch it would be no problem at all.
He's one of those gutsy guys when you think of it, deciding to come here. Look at that, it's impressive.
Passing
Stepping
Calvin
up.
Thompson in points. A couple of nights ago, he passed Wilt Chamberlain in rebounds with better than 880. And he could be the only man other than Danny Manning in a Kansas uniform to score 2,000.
Wilt didn't play all four now.
Exactly.
Wilt, one of the great ones. But Rafe choosing Kansas over Iowa, big decision. And then making the decision to stay. So rather mature attitude and knowing what he wants by Rafe LaFrentz.
I hope some of the young kids out there hear the message that guys like Jock Vaughn and Rafe LaFrentz send when they stay that final year.
And Timmy Duncan.
Absolutely.
Nice play.
Osborne swinging it. Good ball movement by the Rebels. Stewart almost sliding that pivot foot into a travel.
He could have actually dribbled the way the ref signaled. He said it was a loose ball.
There's the switch.
Nice hedge.
They release Stewart. Strong with the jumper. Little weak on the flight, though.
How about the checkout, though, Bob? All white shirts.
7:50 before halftime. LaFrentz long with the three. Way upstairs goes Greedy Daniels. 6 foot 175.
Get it out.
Away by LaFrentz.
A little soccer play on the way up. While you play for Roy Williams, you got to play every aspect of the game. LaFrentz showing terrific reaction.
And Roy has been critical of his defense so far.
Nice little curl to the box.
The catch, the fadeaway. Thomas skying to keep it alive. Kumbala over the top of Pierce. My goodness, some athletic play going on right now.
And Billy Bano trying to get involved in the game, too. Let the refs know that he's in the ballpark.
With the ball, Jelani Janice, a JC transfer from LA City.
Part of that speed, I think. Good combination at the point spot.
Pierce, the fake on Osborne. Paul Pierce really has a sweet touch going tonight. 7 points in the ball game. He's 3 out of 5 from the floor. Jayhawks by 6. Crowd wants him to open it up some more. Stewart fouled by TJ Pugh.
This offense spreads the floor, Bob. It's very difficult to get all the help you like. Generally, when people are bunched up, that's to Roy Williams' advantage. But the 1-3-1, they can't assist on the dribble as much because they got to stay at home on the deep shot.
Well, we told you earlier on ESPN2 about Clemson, South Carolina. We'll tell you about some ABC action coming up tomorrow that is so big in the national championship college football picture. Donovan Stewart at the line. Whoa. Where was that one going? Number 4 Ohio State and number 2 Michigan. Will the Buckeyes spoil the Wolverine bid for the national championship? Noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. It will be large in the Big Ten tomorrow.
And speaking of svelte, how about John Saunders, the way he looks in shape? He'll be bringing it all to you.
He's a perimeter guy now instead of the postman, huh?
I think he likes to punish people. He'll take it down low, as they will here.
Pierce, oh, look at that step. Got his own. Loose ball. Kumbala, the last man to touch it. The Jayhawks will get it back.
And Bob, you mentioned the cut of Paul Pierce. I mean, that showed right there that strength, that inner ability to get after it, the tenacious attitude. And now they just warned Billy Bano.
Watch this first step.
This is extraordinary. Once the miss occurs, he knows it's short, right back up in traffic, able to compete.
There's Janice, alley-oop. LaFrentz never got up there. He and Kumbala bumped shoulders while they were both on the floor. Daniels for Kumbala.
Greedy a little too deep.
He's open. He's got it, and that's a 3. His first basket. High school All-American and the most valuable player in the state of Louisiana last year.
Well, they're really looking to post up.
Oh, look at that touch. Billy Thomas. How sweet was that rotation?
He could always shoot the basketball.
He twice in his career has been selected to the Big 12 all-bench team. The guys who come in and make things happen.
Pretty look by the big fella. Pomala getting to the 10.
Kumbala now with 8 points to go with his 3 rebounds. Tyrone Nesby has not scored in this quarter. Oh, Billy Thomas way out there, and he's got 8.
And Rafe LaFrance puts the fist up for a blow. Roy making the move.
And we all know how Billy Thomas can shoot, Raph, after what he did at UCLA, that big shot at UConn last year that helped him come from behind.
And it helps the big guys, too. A little turnover here. Wonderful look by Mark Dickel. Not held on to.
Billy Thomas, the latest Jayhawk weapon to get it done. It'll be interesting to watch some of the young coaches. Billy Donovan, Billy Bano here at the helm of UNLV.
Well, they've all worked for good people, which helps.
Donovan coming out of Kentucky.
And Pacino at Providence, and Roy coming from under the tutelage of Dean Smith and Bill Guthridge.
Yeah, and Dean is, of course, retired with a long list of alumni coaches, and Paul Pierce has 9.
To the chin, Paul. PP.
He's really looking strong.
Quick and smooth. Doesn't look like he's stepping up a gear when he goes to the goal.
And he's really the man who held KU together during the NCAA tournament last year. He averaged 22 points, 10 rebounds in those 6 postseason games.
Nice little hedge by Pugh. Now he's got to get back.
Nesby.
Tough shot.
Wow. Really forced it over Pugh. Rebound Robertson. Everybody running. Rebels getting back in good numbers.
Good control of the dribble here. So they'll pry a little bit as Thomas gets a good look. Pump fake.
Pierce out of nowhere, it seemed. Robertson from 15.
And that's touch.
Wow.
Well, you get those good looks. Give Pierce the rebound and the assist. Great effort.
That looked like a pooch punt dying inside the 5-yard line. Vegas wants a timeout.
Well, you get pooch punts when your small forward has got the blow-by ability. This one is the strong, with authority, to the chin. And then he can come up with this kind of a soaring recovery. Save it. Don't do anything silly. And give your point guard, who's an extraordinary, I think, jump shooter, who gets a little cush delivery.
Kansas a 7-0 run to open up the 10-point lead. Paul Pierce, 9 points already. He's hit the boards. We saw him get an offensive rebound last time down. What a career he's had already.
Now, you've done a ton of games in this building. This is a mecca when you think of the great institutions for basketball.
Billy, it'll only get louder.
And higher learning. That's a tough pass from the point. Nice job by Chinowitz on the denial.
Larry Conley and I were in here years ago for a late season Big 8 game at that time with a good Missouri team on this floor. It went right down to the final seconds. I've never heard anything louder than Allen Fieldhouse when the Jayhawks won that game.
Some history here. Oh, nice pass.
Pierce underneath. Chinowitz a second chance. Eric with his second field goal of the night.
Well, Bob, what else would you like from Paul Pierce, huh? Nice delivery. Now, this is where Chinowitz is going to learn how to deny in that box, how to help, how to check out.
That's Tyrone.
See, he lost contact with his guy there.
Kambala pushing off to get the rebound. That'll be his second. They need to keep him at 2 fouls the rest of this first half. Vandy hanging tough with Memphis tonight as teams from different leagues get together. Conference USA and the SEC there. We've got the WAC. You'll see him on Big Monday against the Big 12. Our earlier game on Big Monday again this year. Jayhawks favored to win it. UNLV picked 3rd in the Mountain Division of the WAC behind New Mexico and Utah.
Well, you get some mileage in that league, don't you, Bob?
There are some frequent flyer miles to be had in the WAC.
You keep busy.
After SportsCenter tonight, the Sun Devils at the Shoe against the Bearcats of Cincinnati. Bob Huggins trying to reload in the Queen City as well. They're going to have some good competition in Conference USA this year. They are not a lock by any means.
And DePaul with a wonderful recruiting class for next year, so Pat Kennedy will fight his way through this year.
Pat Kennedy ready to put his team on the plane for Maui. Can't wait to get out there and see Mr. Raftery at the controls.
Ooh. Well, I Don't hit the beach much. Well, not much has gone right now.
That's 3 on Nesby.
So that's why you got to play within your game. You're not going to get the shots you're accustomed to. Kansas has a way of assisting when possible, forcing you into a deep release, and frustrating if you don't get the touches.
Kansas by 13 when Nesby gets his 3rd foul. Paul Pierce to the line.
And Billy not making a move over there, Bano, either. Not that he has many choices.
Couple of keys for Paul Pierce this year, says Roy Williams. They want him to cut down the turnovers, be very good with his shot selection. He's done both of those here tonight.
One of those point forwards, too. He can help out the guards. Likes to give it up. Solid, total game.
There are some who feel he'll be the #2 NBA pick next spring behind his teammate Raef LaFrentz. Time will tell.
How about his denial all the way? Osborne had to get it out 26 feet away from the hole.
That's assuming, of course, that Pierce comes out.
Chenoweth has to be careful down low. He's been banging. Kumbala, look at the hold off. That could be another push.
Shot clock down to 11. Dickel to the left hand.
Wow.
Got it.
Wow.
UNLV is going to have to get some scoring from their guards.
Tough for the big guy to get that hook.
LaFrentz bats it back to Thomas. Last touch by Greedy Daniels. It stays with the Jayhawks. Roy Williams with 2:42 remaining in the half. We'll check Kenny Gregory back in. And the timeout. Approaching halftime. Jayhawks opening things up now by 13. Approaching the end of the second quarter here in Lawrence, Kansas. ESPN's College Football Saturday starts at 11 tomorrow. College Game Day. Fowler and company. And live reports from the weekend's biggest games, Ann Arbor and Gainesville. Ohio State, Michigan, Florida State, Florida. Then tomorrow night, a college football doubleheader features Bama having a bit of a tough season. They salvage a lot if they can beat the Tigers of Auburn. Colorado State and San Diego State in the WAC a little later.
Little back cut by Robertson. Oh, Kumbala just ran over Ryan Robertson.
A kick, no foul there.
Well, you got to have everything going correct if you're Vegas, and Nesby with that 3rd foul, a little bit of a mystery kind of a call, puts them in a hole.
Robertson looking for somebody, got it in just in time for Kenny Gregory.
2 for Nesby. Correction.
Gregory baseline. Yeah, they've got him for 2 officially.
Yeah.
We stand corrected, and Billy Bano is glad of that.
Really, I was wondering why Billy let him perform, but he still has to be careful.
Greedy Daniels, Kumbala, got it, and a foul. He just went right at the Twin Towers.
He can take a hit and has a soft, deft delivery at the end of it. This is a confident team. KU can put you out quickly. Here's the screen, the duck to the box, and now he's got the little guy on the exchange, and between guys able to take that hit and let it cradle.
Jaspers Kumbala with 11 first-half points. He's coming off a 21-point, 10-rebound game against Eastern Michigan. They chose him the Mountain Division Player of the Week in the Western Athletic Conference.
Oh, not too easy. Bruce with a dive to the box. Vegas fortunate.
Dickel gets the floor spread. Osborne blocked by Pierce. Then the pass. Gregory turns around. Dickel!
Lingerie, pick it up. What a play. Pierce on the money. They are quick and efficient.
It can happen to you quickly in this building.
Trying to help down on the block. Paul Pierce looking around.
Dickel trying to get away from Robertson. There's the little hook down to Kumbala. LaFrentz got him from behind.
Good coordination on the D. How many post-up guys do they have, Bob?
Kenny Gregory off the bench, 8 points, all in the half. LaFrentz got it started, and the Jayhawks by 16.
Great shooting percentage, around 50% last year. They get wonderful shots. Vegas trying to get organized now. This is an impressive couple of minutes on the offensive end and good defensive coordination. Well, Roy sells his guys on teamwork on both ends of the floor. We've been raving about Paul Pierce. The block, the kick, the drop step. Clean it up.
Rafe LaFrentz, 5 points on the night to go with 5 rebounds, 3 blocks. Not shooting that well. 1 for 6 so far, but the good guys get it done in other areas.
Kenny Gregory, wonderful in the open floor. You can see that maneuver. A lot of flexibility.
.101 left before halftime. Billy Bano using a 30 to gather himself and his team. Down by 16.
Okay, you trying to tighten the noose right now. There's a pick and roll, a show, a slide behind because I don't think Dick will shoot the deep one.
The bouncer, Daniels, lots of traffic. Osborne, that would have been a big 3, and there's a big offensive rebound by Donovan Stewart.
The speed to get free even amongst the big guys.
3-second differential now between the 40-second shot clock.
There's the alley-oop on the back screen. Pretty.
The freshman again, Kenny Gregory. He says, okay, Rafe, you gave me one, here's yours.
They hadn't run that properly all game. Vegas had handled it quickly. You fall asleep, little back screen, throw it up at the rim.
Final 20 seconds, no shot clock. Jayhawks by 16. DJ Pugh playing tough up on top. They're trying to get Nesby open. Baseline move, shot way short from Donovan Stewart. That'll do it for the first half. A 2-point game after 10 minutes, and then the Jayhawks with a 14-point second quarter advantage. And Reese Davis, they come out quickly in the second half. Billy Bano's team's in trouble as the Jayhawks lead 16 halfway through.
UNLV.
And by Her Plus, the shampoo that conditions too, for simply great hair. Simply.
Well, tonight, the quarter system in college basketball shows us how different they can be. It was a 2-point game after 10 minutes, and then the Jayhawks totally take over. They said about Paul Pierce in preseason, Billy, he was so focused when he came back this year. We're seeing that tonight.
Explosive. The team hangs in. They go to him at key times. Really understands how to play offensive basketball. But when you look at Kansas, it's the total effort on both ends. And Paul Pierce exemplifies that. Terrific giving the basketball up when necessary. Nice screening. Gets him free. Finds people. Even though the miss occurs, the follow at the end. This drive just outstanding as he carves his way to the 10. The soaring rebound up for grabs. He comes up with it, kicks it back, and Ryan Robertson with the open look because of his unselfish play. But this was the defensive all-out effort, typical of KU, and an assist to boot as Kenny Gregory does a little drop step and finish. It's been a Paul Pierce highlight show.
7 boards to go with the dozen points. He's 1 of 2 from 3-point range, 3 of 4 from the line, and the Jayhawks with the possession as the second half gets underway. UNLV will have to make some things happen very quickly here in the third quarter, and Dickel's defense forces the travel by Ryan Robertson. Good shooting by Kansas. They have held about their last 12.5 opponents in a row under 50%. They're doing it again tonight. And after the early UNLV 12-5 rebounding advantage, the Jayhawks took over the glass.
And that shooting always jumps out. They hold you and then they shoot well. Vegas has to step up their man-to-man D and be solid.
Dickel looking for penetration. Nesby, they needed that. Tyrone did not score in the second quarter. He has 12 on the night.
And Pugh opened up. He can't leave Nesby.
Pierce, the lefty, got his own rebound and then took a hit.
He's bigger, quicker, and stronger. And that's the difficulty for Vegas. Able to get shots over smaller opponents. The wide body, able to carve. Osborne right in the middle there, gets knocked aside. This is a very talented performer.
Well, a couple of hours before the game, Billy and I were in the truck. And Jimmy Moore, Ray Tipton, our crew, showing us video of Paul Pierce from last year and then some video from this year. And there is a marked physical difference in his stature.
A lot of perspiration and activity with the tin, huh? Over the shoulders.
Oh, Billy Thomas again. 11 on the night with a rebound and an assist.
How about him last year? 164 threes, 42 twos. He just dragged the D.
Well, that's that dimension you can have coming off the bench. Instant offense, guys. He's one of the best.
Look at the help.
Kumbala, nice hands to catch it. And then a foul in traffic as he went at LaFrentz, Pierce, and TJ Pugh.
Well, Roy Williams learned from the master, and everybody is coordinated defensively. Ball gets to the block. You see the trap. LaFrentz fronts his guys, and now anything loose, everybody gets involved. Down and dirty. Fortunately for Vegas, the ever-present Kumbala. And he is going to be a terrific performer. He gets a chance to get to the line for two.
They call this man a human bulldozer. And the big thing for UNLV, and this has some WAC coaches looking over their shoulder, when Keon Clark comes back, Billy Bano will have the big bruiser in Kumbala, and then the skinny guy who can sky and block shots in Keon Clark. They will complement each other beautifully.
The tough job for Billy is to integrate guys back in and put some of these fellas on the bench. That's going to be a tough deal for them.
Yeah, because some of them are not allowed to practice right now.
Right? Can't come on trips, but just sacrificing. Here's a little zone just to test the deep marksmanship. You better tag this guy right here, Thomas.
Robertson, Pierce. Wouldn't go for him. Kumbala swats it. Billy Thomas keeps it in for Robertson. A little half-court fast break they had going there for a moment. Thomas again.
Don't leave him.
LaFrentz gets it. Then he dribbled down into traffic with Greedy Daniels. 3-on-2. And Greedy gets a little that way, but he does get the blocking foul on Ryan Robertson.
Well, the house didn't like it. What an outstanding stand by Ryan Robertson, though. Didn't go for the fake, held his ground. Oh, well, you got to rebound. And Vegas comes up with this one. LaFrentz ends up sweeping the floor. But right here you can see just good, solid stance. And you can see why the crowd didn't like it. A lot of the basketball at the end of that.
Yeah, he had all ball for a while. Dickel blows by LaFrentz. And a foul, and that got the UNLV bench going. Billy Bano was providing some body English on that drive.
The deployment was key for Billy Bano. You see the box occupied, nobody on the other side, and look at the curling, the protection, bringing it through rain and sleet.
This is the time of the game that gave Kansas a little trouble over Western Kentucky the other night. Hilltoppers came out of halftime quickly, got right back in the game, and then the Jayhawks put them away. Only 2 minutes out of the locker room, and UNLV has shaved 4 off of that 16-point lead.
And Nesby forgot what they were playing there. They were in the zone.
LaFrentz can't knock it down.
Numbers.
Yep, 3-on-2 here. Nesby still close enough to shoot, though. He kept his cool on that play.
Bob, you said close enough. Anywhere on the gym is close enough for Tyrone. Oh, what a finish. You can't enjoy the moment. You better get back and face.
Dickel, he's really running now. Nesby short. Pierce the backdoor rebound. He outlets for Robertson, and the Hawks are running as the pace quickens. LaFrentz almost traveled.
Look at this steal.
Dickel, 3-on-3.
Pretty good patience. Here's the big guy.
Daniels goes baseline, gets underneath. Kumbala looking to get to that right hand underneath, and he draws the foul.
He's sneaky quick. Lumbering. You called him a bulldozer. He's got some different gears. But when he touches it, good things happen for Vegas. Makes good judgments. They are a good post-passing team as well.
Eric Chenoweth, the man who comes back for Kansas. NBA Tonight, the Deuces live Lightning News and Highlights program, co-hosted by Andre Aldridge and Fred Carter. In-depth strategy, philosophy, the latest from around the NBA. Tonight, they'll look at the Shaq injury. He's out a week and a half. The Bulls are in LA to play the Clips, Spurs, and Sonics. NBA Tonight.
Struggling a little bit with that stroke.
Yeah, Kumbala not good from the line tonight. 4 out of 8 so far. 12 points, 6 rebounds.
Matt Doherty on the sideline, the Carolina connection. One of those comers in the profession. Will Darty, Joe Holloway, 2 other guys with great reputations. So Roy's not doing it alone over there.
And of course, Roy, former assistants, Jerry Green at Tennessee, Steve Robinson now at Florida State. They're alive in the NIT. And Kevin Stallings at Illinois State.
It was funny to go to the press room and not see Joe Holliday in there dining. He usually caters to his needs.
You are all over him. Pierce, good rebound position by Kumbala. The outlet for Mark Dickel.
Defense back and set.
Nesby. He's in the gym. Wow. You're right.
He's safe. He gets the puppy set on the lower level of the bus.
And look at this. They've sliced the lead in half in 3.5 minutes. Pierce into traffic. And he kept his cool in getting the ball back. 16 for the junior out of Inglewood. And he may be playing at the Forum very shortly.
You can see there, though, the zone gave up the dribble penetration. They're so comfortable in their man-to-man. They're trying to save time and energy by playing the zone, Vegas.
So the Jayhawks get it back to 10. Daniels, corner trap. Nesby for Dickel. Open is Donovan Stewart.
Nice
and he
ball.
drills the 3.
Nice ball movement. Responded to the trap.
Pugh off the entry pass, yes! And a foul on Kumbala, his 4th.
Pugh just does what he has to do, plays within himself. He can respond with some nice little moves down on that box. Set up nice and deep, and the acknowledgement. The great look by Billy Thomas, and a little kiss delivery with a little rattle.
Kumbala has to sit with 4. Greedy Daniels joins in. For the first time tonight, we see Grant Rice, the 6'4" junior, coming off a medical redshirt last year because of a right elbow problem. So Billy Bano, who only goes 7 men deep, has to go down to his 7th man for the first time here.
He's got a little game down on the baseline, a little spin for a jumper.
TJ with a half dozen. And a timeout. 5:44 remaining, 3rd quarter. It was 16 at the half. UNLV for just Jayhawks by 10, but UNLV shaving off that halftime deficit of 16. The Big Ten title on the line Saturday. Number 4 Ohio State takes on number 2 Michigan. A game that each school wants to win, each state wants to win so badly. Buckeyes trying to spoil the Wolverines' bid for the national championship. ABC at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific tomorrow.
Had a chance to talk to Bob Frederick. They felt good about their football season, the athletic director here.
They've had a very solid Big 12 program here the last couple of years.
Was very happy with basketball and Roy Williams.
Well, that's been going on a long time.
Forever.
How can UNLV do without Kumbala in the game? It's got to be Tyrone Nesby, the go-to man. Gets a little contact from TJ Pugh, and it won't roll in for him.
Nice job by Pugh, too. It was a clear out, held his ground.
Paul Pierce with his 10th rebound. He's got the double-double now. Ooh. Robertson, high post, Kenny Gregory. Great look, freshman to freshman.
Save that one.
I think we'll see that a few hundred times in the next 3 to 4 years.
They broke it down in the lane, attracted the D, little dump down and finish.
12-point game. Dickel trying to get away from Robertson. There was contact. Mark Dickel really quick on the dribble, but Greedy Daniels is so fast, he may be the point man the next couple of seasons.
Dickel's got some. Look at this breakdown. Hit the foul line, turn, everybody addressing the ball at the foul line, and Chenoweth with more than enough to finish it. A strong send it in, and Pugh gets a little blow. He's played terrific defense against Tyrone Nesby.
Has found time to score 6 points with 3 rebounds. LaFrentz back in with Chenoweth. And LaFrentz gambling for the steal, makes contact. That'll be Rafe's 3rd foul.
You know, they worked hard in practice yesterday on defending that inbound. They want to force it out as far as they could. Don't let them just catch, turn, and beat you. A little overzealous.
The Gators now taking over that game against Stetson. It was tied at the half down in Gainesville.
And Vandy in control there. A little neighborhood rivalry. A little zone look by KU.
Number 12, Jamison in there for UNLV as they start to go a little bit deeper. Rice blocked by Pierce.
Well, Rice thought he had a little nice opportunity there. He's got the whole package. This is in the zone. He knows he's going to get some help baseline. Good read as LaFrentz comes over to assist. Good quick feet. That'll keep him happy, huh?
Very steady.
Yeah, steady, reliable, and all within the system. They learn how to play here. And that reminds you of Carolina. Dean Smith used to say, I'm the only guy that can keep Michael under 20. And he knew how to play. Score a lot more right now.
Ryan Roberts in the rebound.
One and done in a leak out. Hold on, Chenoweth. Can he run? Bob Carpenter, he gets the puppies up and down. 7 feet and change. Leak out and finish. Send it in, big guy.
The Jayhawks and the Blue Devils keep going to California and bringing home big men. This guy gets down the floor like a 2, maybe a 3 guy.
And KU will tell you ESPN has a lot to do with it. Kids get home around 5:30, get a chance to see them on Big Monday.
Nesby, he drills it and a foul.
A chance for 4. And Paul Pierce saying let's see if they go 3. Did he signal 3 yet?
Looked like a 3.
They needed a big ball game out of Tyrone Nesby, and he's got the puppy set deep. A chance for 4. You almost have to shade defensively, let others maintain a man-to-man structure in the middle of the zone.
Nesby with 20. 11 points the spread under the 4-minute mark in the 3rd quarter here at Allen Fieldhouse. 2nd round NIT action. The winner of this game goes to New York to play the winner of Arizona State at Cincinnati after Sports Center tonight.
Bob, how about the targets in there? Chenoweth on one block, LaFrentz on the other, and you see the smaller Vegas guys unable to contain.
UNLV foul on Grant Rice. Nick Bradford is back. Good role player for this club. Underneath, the scoop. He had a little of the wrong reverse English on it.
Nesby trailing was calling.
Greedy, greedy, we heard it.
Hey, don't be greedy, greedy. And that's why.
Wow, 23 for Tyrone Nesby. He's not even at his average yet. He's averaging 2 dozen a game.
Confident offensive performer.
Out of Cairo, Illinois. All whack last year. He had 20 20-point games. Robertson for 3.
Another good open shooter. That's how they get to the gap and beat you.
And Ryan Robertson, Billy, is doing exactly what we saw him do in Maui last year. He's picking his spots. He has scored in every quarter tonight, and he has 9 with that 3. Not as spectacular, obviously, as a Jock Vaughn, but he is a smart ball player.
And I think those games without Jock, with the early season injury, helped him. A lot of perimeter passing, not much into the gap. They can come out high and a nice look.
Oh, Dickel, a no-looker down to Donovan Stewart. He was expecting contact, so he shot it a little bit too hard. Jayhawks by 11.
Reversal, dive to the box.
Thomas, sort of an unforced error there. And right there was Grant Rice. And then LaFrentz with his 4th foul.
What a nickel dimer in the backcourt. Rafe doesn't need that. Gets him in trouble early. Pugh up quickly.
2:26 to go. LaFrentz with 4. Kaspers Kambala with 4 for UNLV. But the Jayhawks have a little more depth up front.
I think they're going to continue play here. They went to the bench, knocking off the timeout. Cheerleaders out.
They're doing their Stanford band imitation.
For you football fans.
But a little more time left.
Well, these are the type that you never want your All-American involved in, and that's like a nickel dime. Oh, no taxes taken out on that one.
No deductions, huh?
No. Rafe playing this year, and Dad was telling me they took out the insurance to make sure if any injury, God forbid, occurred, that he would be protected. But trying to enjoy life, as you noted. Great to see young guys have an appreciation of their collegiate days. Nice post up.
Bradford for Chenoweth.
Good follow, too.
Couldn't sneak it over the front of the iron. Dickel leads the break. He goes right down the middle to spread it for Nesby. He wants to keep his dribble, Nesby did, to take on Chenoweth, but he just couldn't get an angle on it.
I was just saying, why not go back to him? Dickel is a tough little competitor, though, isn't he, Bob?
Yeah.
And he looks for, that's his favorite play right here and kick.
The dish for Nesby, who was actually retreating back toward the three-point line. A Kansas foul on Billy Thomas.
And Rice incurs the wrath. Well, Dicko can turn and get him spinning. The step-back jack that Nesby had, he should have taken the little one.
LaFrentz can only watch. Rafe's had an off night. 3 out of 10 from the floor, 9 points, 8 rebounds. Roy Williams showing us some concern at this point. With less than 2 minutes to go, Paul Pierce is getting a breather. He has 3 fouls.
And what makes these early games valuable is guys get in positions they're unaccustomed to. Under the gun, full house, tough competitive team against them. For Vegas, it's a road opportunity. Really see what you're made of.
Grant Rice can't make the front end. So they pass on the possible 1-and-1 there.
They can get Chenoweth down low if they want with Stewart on them. Just be patient. Here he comes. If they just give it to him, pops out. He can make the little foul line jumper too.
Pugh on the left wing setting up. Now he comes out to receive the pass.
They got him again. They didn't look.
Robertson the dribble penetration. Good D by the Rebels. 10 on the shot clock. Billy Thomas.
Oh my. Wow. Well, another year Chenoweth will be saying, Ryan, get it down here. And why not go to Thomas, the seasoned vet?
Billy Thomas, 14 tonight. Kenny Gregory has 8. Their young sharpshooters have come up big.
They better stay at home on Nesby. Pugh's running the 1-3-1, gives him an open look.
Well short over TJ Pugh. Dickel out on top. They get a fresh 40 seconds. And right now there's about a 1.5 second differential between the clocks. And if UNLV can make a basket here, they can get it back to within 11 going into the last quarter.
And I like what Roy Williams just did. The zone was going to give Nesby a corner jumper against the 1-3-1. Almost like they got a box and one here.
Shot clock at 10.
Yeah, they got a little box going.
Osborne, Grant Rice. Rebound, Nick Bradford.
Chance.
Thomas, Chenoweth.
Oh, goodness. Big time basket. Oh, is that a well-seasoned? That's an NCAA move. Are they comfortable with one another? The switch to the box and one. Vegas on it.
ESPN's presentation of the Chase NIT is presented by Chase. At Chase, the right relationship is everything. And by the new Dodge. It's about change.
Fourth quarter coming up here. Allen Fieldhouse, Lawrence, Kansas. And what a play that was to end the third quarter. Chenoweth, he jammed it just as the light came on and the buzzer went off. And the Jayhawks lead by 16 again. Bob Carpenter, Billy Raftery, and a very special guest. He's now an author. Jared Haas, the former Jayhawk. Good to see you, buddy.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
It's nice to see you with clean clothes. Usually at this time of the game, your uniform's dirty.
Well, it's something I learned when I graduated.
Jared's going to hang out with us for a few minutes. Talk about these Jayhawks and their prospects for this year. Osborne out on top as the Rebels now find themselves down by 16.
John, a little 1-3-1. Nesby had an open look in the corner. Now he's moving outside. You were the guy running the baseline in this, weren't you?
Yeah, he's, I tell you what, he's playing an incredible game, making some incredibly tough shots over the course of the game.
Chenoweth the touch, and then TJ Pugh cannot save it.
We just hope that he can remain hot for the whole game.
Jared Haas, 1,481 points combined at Cal and KU. You got the West Coast, you got to see the Midwest during your playing career. What a great career you had.
Well, it's been a lot of fun, and I had a lot of experiences that a lot of people never experience.
How many guys can say they hung around with Jason Kidd and Jock Vaughn?
That's right.
Good hustle. There's your team defense you guys were so good at. Give us your take on Roy Williams now that you've graduated.
Well, in my opinion, he is the best, and obviously I'm partial to the guy, but from what I've seen, he's an incredible person. He's an incredible teacher, and he's just an honest person. It's fun to play for.
He's not fun to play golf against, but I agree with the rest of them.
Well, he's extremely competitive on the golf course and on the court.
And he gets after you if you don't play the kind of defense he thinks you should. He's been on the guys a little here early.
He has, and this team, I think, will be fun to watch because they will improve dramatically as the year goes on the defensive end.
He was a little upset with the defense the other night, not valuing the ball. Some of the things I'm sure he stressed with you.
Sure, there's no question about it. And like I said, this team is incredible offensively, but defensively going through very quickly.
Vegas very impressive, don't you think? And the technical now on Billy Bano. He's going to get the next one, too. Well, the first half, Roy stepped up. Got some things to go his way, and I think that started Billy Bano trying to get a little bit of control in the game. Some place to play, isn't it?
It is. A fan just told me that this is an incredible place to watch a basketball game. And I told him as good as it is to watch it, it's much, much better to actually play here.
Billy Bano was at Kansas. I don't know if you knew that.
Right, actually, I was reading that before the game. It was before my time, but he was here, and he's part of the tradition as well.
Well, he actually was wrong on that play. He thought his big guy got fouled. His seat, it didn't look too good, but that's some of the strain of the game that occurs. How about the book now? Is it a bestseller? I know it is here in Lawrence.
In Lawrence, it's doing very well. We haven't even had an opportunity to really go outside the boundaries, the borders of Lawrence, but it really has taken off, and I'm extremely pleased with it, considering the first goal of it was just to keep a journal for myself in my senior year.
How does it feel to wake up and not have to put Band-Aids on?
It's a nice feeling. It's a little different now that I've graduated, and I've learned a lot, but I tell you what, I'd love to still be playing.
Jayhawks by 18. 72-54. My microphone.
Good ball movement here. You're taught to give it up, aren't you? Give it to the better guy, better spot.
That's exactly right. We're taught to pass the open guy, make the easy plays, and I tell you what, it makes that fun basketball wherever it plays well.
You're an amazing spurt team, though, over the years. Your ability to put people out quickly.
Exactly. I think the reason we were able to do that is our defense was very solid throughout the whole game. And if the other team made 2 or 3 mistakes in a row, we were able to capitalize on those. And I think that you're seeing that right now.
I'm always impressed how your defense is complemented with your push on offense, too. You don't back off at all.
That's exactly true. I mean, a lot of times our best offense last year, and as you'll see this year, is getting a turnover, getting a rebound, and a quick outlet on a defensive end.
Now, Vegas on the ropes. Struggling now to get some offense other than Nesby.
Yeah, this is a crucial time for Vegas. And it's a fun time for Kansas because this is really when you get the eye to bury him.
Pretty good experience coming in here for a Vegas team. It'll help them later in the year.
Oh, there's no question. When an opposing team comes in here, they learn what it's like to play in a big-time arena against a great team. It really helps in, I think, postseason play and the big road games during the year.
And usually go home with a loss, too, which you never mind. Now, didn't you play in Europe as well?
Yeah, I just spent a little over 2 months over in Macedonia.
You got it right. Did Chris Piper get it wrong?
No comment there. Chris was doing a great job that interview.
Tell the folks he was interviewing you. And
well, I think it's the European version called Macedonia.
Well, he meant well. I'm sure you straightened him out.
There's no question.
Kumbala, real solid performer down on the box for Vegas. Billy's got a lot of promise when he gets his players back, and strong inside game. A little too small, I think, for Kansas tonight.
Right, and I think they do have another player coming back, and they've really impressed me, especially in the first half. They did a great job.
Have you talked to Jacques at all?
I haven't. As I said, I was over in Macedonia for a couple months, and since I've been back, I went home and was with my mom in Lake Tahoe for a couple of weeks and really tried to relax, and now I'm pushing a book. I know he's doing well, and he's playing about 15, 20 minutes a game, and I know he has all the support in the world from me and the Kansas fans.
Well, we appreciate you dropping by, and we wish you well with floor burns. I'm sure people can call Kansas here and get a copy. So good luck to you with your writing career and your future.
Thank you very much.
I always enjoy watching you play.
Okay.
A solid play by KU.
Scrapping away in the corner. Clock stopped with 6:25 remaining in the third quarter of play. Pace has been furious, and Rafe LaFrentz, who's had a bit of an off night shooting the basketball, is back in there. But this has been a second half team effort for Kansas.
Sometimes it's stamina, sometimes it's size, sometimes it's talent, and sometimes it's all three.
Paul Pierce out on top. Ryan Robertson just hooks it around to TJ Pugh. Kumbala got a piece of it, and Kenny Gregory has it again.
Inside and out, they reset. Pugh really ducked in nicely.
And he stepped out of bounds. Rafe LaFrentz has had 33 straight games in double figures. Last time he didn't was in the Grade 8 last year, and the Jayhawks had a furious second half rally to come from behind and beat Cincinnati.
Well, they've won championships in the Big 6, Big 7, Big 8, and Big 12. And interesting.
Kumbala, he got the rebound, and that's the first time he scored a field goal in a while. And 17 on the night for the man they call Kaz, the 6'9", 250 freshman. Donovan Stewart on the foul.
Big 12, a lot of different philosophies, too, that test you for tournament play. I know you work the league quite a bit. This is not one of the better places to come in and try and steal one.
Not if you have to win one in February, it's not.
One to get in, huh?
One slip up in conference play last year, that thrilling multiple overtime game at Missouri. And of course, that was one of only 2 games the Jayhawks lost. The next one would be against Arizona by 3 in the NCAA Sweet 16 at Birmingham. TJ Pugh with 7 on the night and a timeout with 5:26 remaining. Kansas by 18, 76-58. Jayhawks trying to make it 4-0. They're number 4 in this week's top 25 and trying to head for New York. Well, College Game Day will head all over the place tomorrow. How about Ann Arbor to talk about the Buckeyes and the Wolverines, and Gainesville to talk about the Seminoles and the Gators. And tomorrow night, a live college football doubleheader features Alabama at number 13 Auburn. That's 7:30 Eastern. Followed by Colorado State in the WAC at San Diego State at 10:30 Eastern time tomorrow. We start early and we go late on college football Saturdays.
Well, this one's late. Some sections of the country. I thought Vegas did an outstanding job early. I think fatigue and fouls. I think there's a lot of promise with this program. And of course, KU, you can see something coming as Nesby forces that a little bit.
Hey, speaking of late, how about Joel Myers and Larry Conley tonight with Arizona State and Cincinnati after Sports Center? We're talking Eastern time zone midnight madness here.
Well, Larry's known to be the midnight cowboy on occasion. He's been on the streets late.
And it's early for Joel, the West Coast guy that he is.
And there's that patented turnaround jumper.
Great
Step back, Jack.
Yeah, he'll make it to double figures. He's got almost 5 minutes to do so. 9 points, 8 rebounds. My timeout.
I got some blood on,
says Paul Jensen.
It'll have to take him out. Saturated uniform.
Eric Chenoweth, the 7-foot, 235-pound freshman, will get the call. And he's had a double-figure night. Chenoweth with 10 points to go with 6 rebounds.
But these young guys are going to come along. This is going to be a formidable opponent. And they're solid with size. Good cut. Nice look.
Dickel from Nesby. And then unable to finish was Kumbala down low.
Well, that was solid basketball, though. They picked the zone apart beautifully. Just didn't convert.
And you got to think there's some fatigue setting in for the Rebels. They really only play 6 guys because their 7th man, Grant Rice, hasn't had much time. And the Jayhawks are blowing right by him.
Well, this guy's been tough all night. Finds a crack in the zone. I think fatigue makes you do some things. You notice on the offensive end, Kumbala unable to finish, and at that time on the defensive end, just a step behind. They've got a great inner confidence, this team. Just watching them practice. It all stems from the top, obviously.
19 for Paul Pierce with that three-point play. 23-point Jayhawk advantage in the final 4 minutes now. They will play the winner of tonight's game if they hold on here. The Sun Devils and the Bearcats. Nesby the scoop, nothing there for him, and here comes Ryan Robertson.
This is the first time they played man-to-man in a while.
There's the high flyer. Kenny Gregory with 11. In the first half, he played 8 minutes. 8 points, a rebound, 2 assists.
He's got it all. Another one of those youngsters that'll be able to contribute as they learn the defensive end of things for Roy.
Ricky Osborne cannot shoot. That time into the basket. He has not scored tonight. Rebels just don't have enough offensive weapons right now. Pierce short. Rebound, Kaspers Kumbala.
Dickel real solid. Great post, but look at how he gets around people. Huh? A little kiss at the end by the big fella.
19 now.
He has a feel for the defender's body. Drop steps around.
Has that international experience with the Latvian junior national team.
Alley-oop here. Tough catch, huh?
Gregory caught it.
An unusual assist for Ryan Robertson. Off the mark. And some skill enabled Kenny Gregory to snatch that one.
Aren't many guys 6'5" who catch that ball.
No. Look at this interception, too.
He'll get the foul. There's not anybody in the building who will mind it, though. A hustle play all the way.
Jared Haas up there applauding on the other side. That's typical of KU basketball. They don't permit you to catch the ball easily. Roy all smiles. And why not?
He's only played about 15, 16 minutes the whole game.
Are you suggesting Roy should put him in a lot more? Start a little controversy here?
There's no way I'll ever tell that man what to do with his personnel.
Nor I. He has seen me on the sidelines. Look at this, as you noted before. That's a turnover waiting to happen. And just an incredible gather and the poise to use the rim to get to the other side.
I think the wingspan was beyond the landing lights on that play. Gregory takes a seat with those lucky 13 here on Friday.
Well, pretty good defense, and they steal a few things. We were told the numbers that are retired, Bob, had a few stolen. Danny Manning.
Yeah, a little thievery here.
Yeah.
Lynette Woodard.
Yeah, amazing. And they tried to beware of the fog. They saw some kids trying to steal that one. Would have looked good at your house, I think.
I'd like to see a dorm room big enough to fit that sign in. Thomas for Robertson. Jayhawks now is working some half-court offense with 2:15 to go with a 25-point lead.
Great targets low.
.209 remaining now. It's all Jayhawks in the fourth quarter. They're just about ready for New York. Heading out to the Maui Invitational.
And two darn good basketball teams. Obviously, and Duke will join that field as well. Missouri, GW, DePaul, and how about this? Was it Temple, the one that beat them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the pit of the Midwest, with New Mexico coming in second with that home winning streak.
It's a museum. It's not a pit. Don't you feel that when you come in here? In the tradition, wonderful hands here.
Billy Thomas the steal. Under 2 minutes remaining. LaFrentz. No basket, a charge. And the interesting thing about that play, that could be his last chance to reach double figures for the 34th consecutive game. In fact, it's 5 fouls, so he is gone.
That's one you just let it go, I think. Pretty good turnaround. So I thought he came under him once he went up. So that's one of those. It's either a block or let it go.
Would have been 5 on Kumbala, but LaFrentz is the man gone. Or is he? Still out there. Yeah, now he's gone. So he had 33 consecutive double-figure games, and that comes to a close with foul number 5. 9 points, 9 rebounds for Rafe LaFrentz. That may be the lowest numbers you'll hear from him all year long.
Well, he did what they needed, though. Other people stepped up for him. Tough shot. One of the few I've seen Dickel take. He's really trying to find others.
Nice lay-in from the right baseline. Donovan Stewart, he has 10.
You couldn't have expected more from Vegas, I don't think, because of the size disparity. And the way KU attacks you on both ends of the floor. I think Billy Bano is going to have himself a great year, though.
And Billy told me today it's really a no-lose situation for them. The big game they needed to win was Wednesday night against Eastern Michigan to know they could get to the second round, get that extra game under their belt, because they don't go on the road again for a while. Well, they go to USC on Tuesday, the 2nd of December.
And then Clark comes back a game earlier, which is important, January 4th. But Billy's a comer, and so's the program.
Chenoweth.
And a foul. Knowing where you are. Under the glass, neighbor. You mentioned before the incorrect English. He had the right one. Well, you get caught under the glass, a lot of people are in deep trouble. Not when you know exactly what kind of a shot to release. See that turn towards the rim?
He's already the leading Kansas shot blocker this year. Looking for 13 points. He had 14 against Santa Clara, 15 against Rice. We're going to get those brackets completed here at the end of tonight for the semifinals coming up at the Garden starting next week. Thomas 6, Robertson 6. This team is deep.
And Jelani Janice, they feel, is going to be a terrific player at that point position as well.
Yeah, still coming off some ankle surgery in late August. We'll see him jet up and down later. Final 30 seconds approaching. Dickel, they work it around to Stewart. Donovan Stewart, nice little pop shot. Just laid it right up and in. A dozen for the freshman out of California.
And Mark Dickel, great speed to the top, and they call the 20 here.
It's a 30 during our
me.
experimentation. That's okay, Billy.
Oh, out of habit. But what a solid performance at the point by Mark Dickel, providing for others, particularly Tyrone Nesby. Roy just thanked Billy. It was a timeout to get the subs in. It wasn't a rub-in version. Billy got his guys right back.
It goes down, the 3 for Booker.
Nesby wants one more.
Tyrone Nesby for the left side, 26 for him. And the Jayhawks win it 92-68. It was Terry Nooner on that last 3 for Kansas. Nesby answers, and the Jayhawks are going to New York City, Billy. They got to be considered the favorite to win the NIT right now.
Solid defensive team, can take you out, and the big guys, the young people as well, provide an offensive lift for Roy Williams.
That's Bill Raftery. I'm Bob Carpenter. SportsCenter coming up next on ESPN. A full night headed your way. And, of course, later some more NIT. ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports with tonight's presentation. And SportsCenter is next. The Jayhawks romp at home.